Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Distance Dilemma podcast. This is episode number 32 of our long distance friendship podcast, and this is our final episode before we take our little break, just in case you missed it in the weeks ahead or the weeks before, even. We are going to be taking just a slight break for the month of September while myself and Imran are away. I'm going away, Imran's coming home. Then I have to go to a work conference, and it's just not going to be ideal to record a podcast. So we are taking a very small break, and we are back on the 6th of October. That's when your next episode of the Distance Dilemma is. But never mind that. We're going to go straight back into the episode. Hello, my name is Shaun. I'm really fucking up this intro. It's off pattern. My name is Shaun. I'm in Dublin. This is Imran. He's in Toon, Switzerland. This is our long distance friendship podcast. Imran, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. I was talking to Shaun before the podcast. It's like we look like we're attending the funeral of the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, it's
Shaun
literally.
actually did just come from a funeral, in fairness, but yeah, don't worry. The distance dilemma is not dead forever. It's
No, no,
just for
it's
now. Just for
a
now.
short
Yeah,
hiatus, like, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah. So I've actually some news for the podcast.
yeah.
I enrolled back into college.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yesterday. I start on Monday. So I'm doing like an online project management course in UCD. It's all in my own time. It's an under seven or undergraduate program level 7. So I'll
Nice.
still be pretty occupied with projects. Thankfully I looked, I don't have to do a thesis because that was the worst thing of my life. I don't know if you had to do one in your
Yeah, I had
last
to do
course
one
as
as well.
well. Yeah, yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, myself and Sean both have previously went to college as well. So yeah, I'm in two minds about how I'm gonna feel about going back into that work ethic and having to study every day and stuff. But that's why I think the good thing about the course is that it's on demand. I had like different options. I could have done like a live course, part-time or demand, but I felt like at least with the demand I can work it in with my work schedule and like do it in
Mm.
times I feel like comfortable. I have enough time to study and take notes and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm. I didn't
cool.
mind my thesis as much when I done it because,
Mm.
like, and I always, anytime, like, somebody's like, oh, what Imran have his degree, and I think you know this as well, like, your degree isn't something you're super, super, super interested in, like, you know, like
No.
you. I think you said that to me while you were doing it. Like, I think, am I right in saying that
Yeah.
you kind of just done it just to do it, in that sense,
No,
like,
no.
and that's
So,
why,
so,
or
so when I finished school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I originally was gonna do sports science, in ITB, and I got in the first time, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. So I was like, look, I'll go to the PLC in Dunboyne, and I'll do sports science. And then the week before I was meant to do, I was like, I don't think I should do this. I was like, I'm like, to be honest, sports industry is so hard to keep a job in and maintain. Like you either gotta live a whole lifestyle of that be your life. And I was just like, I don't think like later down the line that's what my interest is gonna be. So I ended up swapping to social care. My mom's worked in the industry for over 40 years, so she's a lot of experience. Obviously, I grew up a lot around social areas and always kind of, I know it's cliche, but like always wanted like a job where I'm helping people or in that sort. So yeah, went to PLC, did the course, really enjoyed it, met some really cool people, and then I went to TUD in Blanchardstown, did the course there for 4 years. But again, our college experience was very much not to the extent it's made out to be in like films and stuff like that.
mm,
Or as a parents went because of COVID, obviously. Like I only spent 6 months on campus the whole time I was in college, the first 3 months of first year and the last 3 months in fourth year. And then the second and third year I was on placements for the whole year, both of them terms. So
mm,
I didn't get the college experience. So yeah, that kind of affected my idea of like social care and the social care industry. I did enjoy my placements. I both worked in the childcare sector. And for anyone that doesn't know, there's not money in social care system. I mean, I knew that before going in, but I think if you're going into this kind of industry, like you shouldn't be going in for the money aspect. But
yeah,
yeah, anyways, to answer Sean's question, yes, I was not the most interested in my course. Yes, I did enjoy the course, but I wouldn't say it was like my true purpose in life and this is what I want to do for the rest of my
yeah.
life. But I did learn a lot from it, met some cool people. It was a good experience. How did you find your college experience?
I loved college. I really did. Like, I really enjoyed the final few years of school, and I was in the same boat as you because we were both in Dunboyne at the same time. It's where we, discovered the
Kind
good
of became
acoustic
friends,
corner.
yeah. Yeah.
But like, for me as well, like, I was kind of like on a path of, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I done the PLC, and turns out I did want to do what I done my PLC in. But like, I'm very glad that I stopped and took the time. This may be very like it might be a good time to talk about this as well. Like, not that I imagine we have a lot of listeners in that age range, like, but leaving cert
Hmm.
results would have just come out over the last few weeks and stuff, like,
Yeah.
so like, and it's crazy because like I've seen this with family, and I've seen this like with people that we went to school, like people who like work their ass off in school to try to get like 600, 550
Mm.
points, like, and then like they go into college and college just isn't for them,
Yeah. It's a
like,
misconception, isn't it?
yeah, like college is like so different to school,
Hmm.
and you'll either you'll either thrive in it or you just
It's not
won't
for you.
enjoy
Yeah,
it. Like, it's
it's
just
not
I
for
feel
everybody.
yeah, and like, I loved it. Like I loved the kind of like the way you can kind of like just self manage yourself and stuff. Like, it's a good thing I done my thing in project management, you know. But so like yeah, I loved it. Like, and I enjoyed writing my thesis and stuff. Like, it definitely is like not fun in the sense of like deadlines and the weight of it
Mm.
on your course, and like, and all the pressure that comes with, like, but like the actual like what I wrote my thesis on and like the research and stuff, I didn't actually mind a lot of that because like I enjoyed it, like, and I'm really proud of my degree because I always didn't think I was going to be able to get a degree. I was always like, I'd always said to myself in school, I don't think I'm smart enough to do a degree. And on the wall where you guys can't see it, nor on the podcast or the audio listeners, but I have it up there on the wall, and like I make it a point to put on the wall to be like I can do stuff when I set my mind to it, like,
That is true. When I meant about more the thesis was I did enjoy like the title, the reason behind my thesis and the research. But for me, it was because I had to complete so many interviews on the topic. The transcripts for me to go back and read over everything took like I'd say 40 hours altogether because I interviewed 10 people. They were 1 hour conversations. I had to go back and proofread everything, make sure everything was
mm,
correct. Interviewer, interviewee, like it took a long time. And then I had to like compare my what I found from doing the interviews and then compare it to other studies. So yeah, like it's interesting, but I don't for me now it's like I had been out of college for 2 years, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel going back to that much written work or the assignment part of it. How am I gonna find that dilemma?
mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll find out. We'll find out. I suppose in the
I
next
think
three
as well
weeks
though,
or
like the
whatever.
fact that you're putting you're like doing this not in like the whole, like, like there's the whole like system or rhythm that like you're used to with like primary, secondary, college, get the job.
Hmm.
I think the fact that like your mindset is like, no, I want to do this for
Hmm.
yourself. I think that'll like help you, like, motivate
Definitely.
yourself. And I think like, when you're like, if you are like, up late at night, like, doing assignments or doing your bits for it, like, you'll feel a bit more like you're doing it for yourself and less just because, like, sort of like.
Definitely. Definitely. I think I'm looking forward to just like challenging myself again because it's been a while since I've I've always been in education and yourself like we did the exact same route, primary, secondary, you go to do a PLC, then you went to college, and then for example you got a job in what you studied, and for me I went traveling, and then after I've done traveling, now I'm living here. So for me now, like I'm working in the pub, grand, the pub's fine for me at the moment, but like I really want to make sure that I'm keeping I don't want to say the words educated because I feel like sometimes that can come off as like you're disowning people that aren't in education. But for me, it's just I want to keep my brain clicking and
Mm.
turning as I move on with the next 3 to 4 years of my life. Because like the plan is to move back to Ireland, and me and Shaun have kind of spoken about this previously on the podcast, but we don't know what will happen in the next 2 to 3, 4 years. So you
Mm.
never know. But yeah, looking forward to it anyway. What
Yeah,
about you? How's your week been?
I just want to say I'm not going back to college. I'm just after getting a Nintendo DS, after getting the brain training. No bother.
Hey,
That'll
love
do
brain
me. That'll
training.
do me.
What a
That'll
game.
do me.
What a game.
Yeah,
Were you a
yeah,
Nintendo DS guy?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I say, like I was never the biggest gamer ever. You know that. Like I only ever played the
Mm.
basics, like GTA, FIFA, and like
FIFA, Call of
whatever
Duty
COD people were playing. Like,
at
like
the
I
time,
wasn't
yeah.
buying it because I wanted to play it. I was buying it because my friends were playing it. Like, and yeah, like I'd play all the Mario games, like, And I think that's why like now we have the Switch and we don't have any other console. Like it's just that because like I've just kind of leaned towards like the Mario and the Mario Karts and
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
that sort of stuff. Like,
But you even see, sure, when you yourself and Simone came over, like the amount of crack we had just playing the Switch, like we were
oh,
laughing
Switch is great.
so much, like just playing Overcooked, and It Take Two is another really game that you should play, and
We're
then
in the middle
Mario
of
Kart,
playing
of
it.
course. Yeah.
in the middle. You're in the middle of It Takes Two. We haven't
Were
played
you
it for 2 weeks.
surprised how deep it was? Have you
Yeah,
got like we were like,
yeah.
what the
Like
hell?
it's like
What the hell?
yeah, it's real. It's a real like Pixar animated film in a video game where like
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of deep cuts there. Like even though like because it's not particularly a kids game, like but
No,
like
no, no.
it's like
It's
yeah,
long
it's
as
got
well.
those yeah like because we played it for like I think we've done it like twice for like 2 hour sessions. Like we just bought one like because we were bored and we were sick of just like watching the same stuff.
Shit.
Like I think we'd watched like 2 or 3 episodes of our show at that point, and we're like we didn't want to watch another episode of our TV program, and we were like we're sick of Gogglebox and Friends. I cannot do much more Friends. I'm not gonna lie, like Friends is like one of our background shows while we're eating,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
It's like us in the
it's
office. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We started rewatching Parks and Rec again.
Good shot.
Class out.
Good shot.
Anybody else watch
Yeah.
Parks?
It's a bit of an underrated one on the radar as well, I think,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
TV shows go.
yeah. It's like if you like Brooklyn Nine Nine, which is like pretty mainstream, I would say like it's the same people who wrote Brooklyn Nine Nine. It's the show before Brooklyn, and it's a
Yeah.
bit more, and the same people who wrote The Office as well. So if you like
Yeah.
either of those two shows, you'll like Parks, like And I don't like The Office, but I love
Mm.
Parks.
Yeah, that's been it's all tier picking. Like I don't like Friends, and I think a lot of people are like it's one of the most popular ones of all time. But
Mm.
it's just like what depends on what your humor is. That's why cause comedy is so based on perspective, like how you view things and what you think is funny or not.
Yeah.
What is I gonna say? Um, I recommended a show to Shaun. I texted him there, but I just because I were talking about it for if anyone hasn't seen True Detective, I'm telling you now, lads, it's one of the best shows I've seen, like TV shows I've seen come out of like the early 2010s, 2008, that period. It's so gritty and dark. Matthew McConaughey, brilliant in it. Woody Harrelson as well. Like their on-screen performance is just class, class. I know we're going off topic, but yeah, that's what I have to say.
There isn't. We're just vibing.
They
We're just vibing.
they're just
Just
vibing.
yeah, because like
Yeah,
we're not recording for the next few weeks. Like it feels like we
yeah,
just kind of like we have a free license almost like because like
yeah, yeah.
it- like we're if we talk about the same stuff
Shit, yeah,
over
yeah,
and
yeah.
over, it's like a recap almost. So like so
Yeah,
if
we were talking like this week on our message, and we are like, "What's the topic for the week?" And then Sean was like, "Why don't we just reflect on the 32 episodes we've done?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually, fair." I mean,
yeah,
there's like so much we've talked about,
mm.
And
And
then
also
like
so little at the same time. Like
yeah,
we've
so
talked about the
little.
same
Like,
things.
and
So
I
it's
feel
like
like I feel like this break is like it's like when you finish a season, like
mm,
season one, and I feel like we've done season one, left it on a clinger, done like a review episode. Like this is kind of like a review episode, and then we're taking a month's break and then doing season two. So so again, I mean for the viewers listening, thanks for listening.
of
For anyone
course.
that has listened, follow the page, YouTube, everything. And if you have any suggestions how we can improve the show, do let us know. We'll put something up on the page and what maybe some topics you want to hear or segments. We'd love to know.
Yeah,
We'd
of
love to
course.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I think a little bit more. Like
Later. Yeah.
yeah, like we'll do the more kind of we're going on to the topic. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
be a lot of that sort of stuff. I was about to say something there, but that would have just contradicted what I've
Yeah.
just said. So
Yeah.
anyway, you asked me and I interrupted or spoke over you or something happened and you asked me how my week got. So my
Yeah.
week has been grand.
Okay.
Grant.
Okay.
It's been weird because like we haven't rehearsed with the band for like 2 weeks because um some lads are gone on holidays and then I'm gone away. Like we're not rehearsing again. Like the podcast's taking a break for September. I'm pretty much taking a break from music for September as well because I'm all over the place. Just literally physically going to be all over the place.
That might also be a good thing though. Like
Yeah, I kind of I'm looking forward to like I was saying to Simone like I'm kind of like looking forward to like really down tools and everything like I've like both from like because I'm taking a break from this music and work for like a good 2 weeks and I feel like I haven't
yeah,
had
when was the
that
last time you
proper.
ever done that, or have you ever done that before?
I would say probably like the when my mom passed like but even at that I didn't take enough of a break when I
Hmm.
did. Like I think my mom passed on like a Wednesday and I was back in work like the following Wednesday or something like that. Like her funeral was the Monday. I think I came back to work on the Wednesday or Thursday, so and then I think that caught up with me then later in the year, like when it got to like I think because that was like August last year. So then, like when it got to November, I was kind of saying to myself, I should have taken another week, like just to kind of breathe and process, and
Hmm.
because it was just starting to get on top of me a little bit more, like and like that's also like not just in terms of like her being like dead, like but the week anybody who's been through it will know, like when that happens, like it's just such chaos from that moment to like the funeral, and then
Hmm.
I only gave myself really like a day or two after that to
Hmm.
decompress when I really should have given myself a little bit longer. So like it wasn't like a break in that sense, like
Yeah,
um
yeah.
so yeah, I went back to work and just kind of kept going and stuff, like
Kind of
um
on the topic, a bit of a personal question for you, but did you do a wake and for your mom? Just wondering.
yeah, yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, so the reason I'm asking that question was earlier in the week I saw a video someone posted, and it was like coming back from Australia for my nanny's funeral. And then the basically what she got from it was that in Ireland the process of a funeral is done very quickly and like normally happens within the 4 to 5 day period. So you have the wake, you go to crematorium, you do the funeral, the service, then you go to the grave. Like it was just a comparison with the UK, because in the UK it's the opposite. The UK, you on average it takes 3 to 4 weeks to finalize all the situations, which I didn't notice at the time. I was interested because I'd never seen anything like it. And I think people were saying like the one thing they actually like about Irish funerals, and it kind of can be a bit of a misconception. People thinks it's the piss up, which it is. Let's stop the bullshit. But at the same time, it's a lot of like telling stories about that person and kind of celebrating them, which I think people don't think about when someone has passed as much like in the public eye. I think a lot of people just automatically think, look, it's a piss up and let's just get this thing over and undone with as soon as possible. But like
Mm.
you were saying there, it takes a longer time to, you know, understand the grief and process, and it's very chaotic and there's a lot
Is
going on. And I mean, I haven't experienced it, so this is just me from my perspective on you and other people I know.
Yeah, like for like from speaking from experience and from like what other people have said to me as well, is like you don't actually like obviously you grieve a little bit and you're upset and stuff, but like the bulk of it doesn't actually start until the funeral's done, because like what I was saying before of like how much goes into like once the person dies, like it's such a quick turnaround, and like obviously then once people hear they're coming over to the house and they're coming to church and you're seeing people like you might not have seen for a while and such and stuff, like and like in the midst of like, oh, it's very sad someone's died, you're also having to, like especially for like extended family and stuff, or maybe like friends of friends and co-workers and stuff like that, people are like seeing each other again for the first time, so just a kind of like catch up kind of elements to it as well, and like it's also kind of like a welcome distraction almost as well, like when you can talk to them, you go, geez, I haven't seen you in a couple of months, a year or two, whatever, like because I found that quite nice as well, that like it was like nice to be distracted from it a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But so like, but like it does not like the proper like weight of it for me and for like anybody I've spoken to about it doesn't actually really start until like maybe a couple of days after the funeral. The dust starts to settle on it a little bit, like and then like it's just like you'll fluctuate, like, and I'm still like fluctuating, like like there's good and bad, like it's obviously it gets easier over time, like but that's not to say like the month after it happens that that's like easier than like 3 months down the line, or like when you get to like the person's birthday or your birthday
Hmm.
or a Christmas period for people who celebrate it and stuff, like
Hmm. I get, I kind of just what you said there, like life moves on and you have to move along with it. And unfortunately for some people, during that process, it can take longer, or sometimes they never get over it, unfortunately. But obviously, depending on your relationship and the connection you have with that person and so on.
mm.
I'm lucky in my life that I've never lost anyone very close to me, so touch wood. Um, so yeah, yeah. Thanks everyone for listening to the podcast.
Yeah, Jesus, like we really went down, like really we dressed for the funeral and we've really
Yeah.
brought that atmosphere in. um
On
but
on a brighter note, you've got your car, your new car.
oh yeah, I forgot, yeah, to bring that up, yeah, so this is like I officially have the car a week tomorrow. I have
How you
my
find
new
that?
Qashqai. Love it. Oh, it's so
Smooth.
it's the size of it that I love. Like I just love just gliding into the car. Like I don't have to like like adjust my like I don't have to crawl into the car like I did with
Yeah,
Betsy. Like
yeah.
that's the big thing. Um, and yeah, it was mad. Like it was crazy. Like I last Saturday I got up at like 7 a.m. and I had to go down to the guy's house, which was in Newbridge, to collect because it's bought on Facebook Marketplace. Like, so I
Hmm.
went down and I bought the car, and like it just felt really weird, like getting a bus and being on the bus for like an hour and a half, and just like picking up this car and going, and like being on the
Yeah,
motorway
yeah,
down with this brand new
yeah,
car, like because like I test drove it the week before, and went down with Simone's stepdad who knows quite a lot about cars. Shout out on him, we love you.
yeah.
So like we had gone down, so I'd driven the car before, but like that was literally only around the estate and around like just outside his estate, like around two roundabouts and up a road. Are the gears changes all right? Does the car feel okay? Is it rumbling? Is it safe to drive? All that sort of carry on, so it felt very weird to like all of a sudden be like doing 100 miles an hour or
Yeah,
100
yeah,
kilometers
yeah.
going down like the N4 and heading back up, and it's been really cool. Like I think I feel a bit more with this car like you did about Betsy, just because like I still like I
Yeah.
think I always still felt like Betsy was yours,
Was my car, yeah,
or
yeah.
like I feel like yeah, it was. I feel like I said before, like Betsy was kind of like handed to me in that way,
Hmm.
whereas like this, like I was shopping for a car that would
Yeah,
suit me,
you went through the process like I was talking about last week, where you meet the person, you go for a test drive, you talk about price and all that kind of things.
yeah. Still have to go and get a service on it because just that's what you should do when you buy
That's what you
any
have to
car.
do. Yeah,
I need to go to a scrapyard tomorrow and just pick up a couple of small little bits. Like I need a spare tire for it, and just like little things just to have in the house that didn't that I had for Betsy, but don't fit this car because this car is much bigger. It's diesel as well. It's my first time having diesel,
oh well.
which is so nice when you get on a high speed, man.
Yeah,
Like when you're doing plus 60 on a road or like a national road or the motorway or out like that, it's really really nice and
that's what it's
smooth.
meant for, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
was
was
funny
worried
because
that. Sorry, go on.
sorry. It was funny because the lads were from college were texting me on over the past couple of days because we were just I had that car for the last year and a half, 2 years of college. So we spent so much time, obviously our lunch breaks, driving to college, driving back from college together. And we were just reminiscing. Like there's so many memories that are coming back to me with the car and with them lads. Like we used to drive every Tuesday and every Thursday to Krusty Corner just to get chicken rolls. And we'd park in the Eurospar beside Krusty and we just listen to music and eat our chicken rolls. Like like that was like a ritual that we done for the whole like 3 months.
Mm.
So shout out to Shaun, shout out to Colin, hope he's doing well, boys.
Yeah, and it's like it's like I'm still finding it like weird like adjusting to like how much of the road I can see and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like I can yeah, I just feel like I can see a lot more and like checking my mirrors and stuff. Like I'm shit myself checking my mirrors just because like I can see the angling of it is like everything's just a bit different. Like even like the little things like the air conditioning and the radio
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. Like it has a touchscreen on the inside of it as well.
Oh, that's
Like
cool. That's
like
cool.
little things like that are like just a bit different. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like I for some reason like I've been really nervous over the last week or two over the last week just changing lane on the motorway,
Yeah, yeah.
just like being like really really like overly cautious and careful and stuff, like just obviously as you should be, like but just even more so just because like I'm very aware that like I'm not as comfortable with the blind spots and stuff as I was with Betsy. Like it's just a little bit different, like so I'm like constantly like like shitting myself
How
checking my
does it
shoulder,
How does it feel like? I know it's a bit of a stupid question, but like obviously the car is a bit bigger, but does it feel bigger when you're in the car? Like for me, when I used to borrow my mom's car, sometimes like if let's just say my car was getting a service, I need to borrow my mom's car to go to work. Like my mom's car was like a Nissan Micra, so it was tiny. So that
mm.
used to be so weird for me driving that to work and then getting back into Betsy. So obviously, how does it feel for you, like going from Betsy, who was which was a big-ish car for its size, but then going from that then to the cash cow, which is even bigger? Does that feel weird?
Yeah, yeah, it feels weird like when I'm parking or when I'm like in smaller spaces. Like Betsy, you could like, especially like if you say if you're on like like say any road in the state, and like you've got cars parked on the curb, and you've got two car like I'm coming one way and the other car is coming the opposite way. Like you could easily fit Betsy in like with those two cars going by. Whereas like I'm just a bit more nervous now when I'm going like between those two, like I'm stopping a little bit more and just like letting people go just to be safe, like, just it's stuff like that. And parking, like, I feel like I've noticed it, like I've done this actually earlier at the funeral. I felt like an arsehole when I got back, but the back of the car is huge. Like the back seats and the boot are like not twice, but like they're much bigger than what Betsy was. So like my reference point for like where I'm parked, I'm still used to like lining myself up with like other small cars, which I think I'd done. I think I was like parked next to a Beamer when I went to that funeral this morning. I reversed in. I was like, right, grand. It was only when I came back and there was less cars around me, I realized
Hmm.
like that like my boot was basically like in the parking spot behind me. But
Oh
because
no.
there's a sensor on the back of the Qashqai as well.
Yeah, cool.
So like if I'm gonna hit a car or if I'm gonna hit a wall or anything like that, but there was
Yeah,
no
yeah.
car parked behind me, so I just didn't know.
No, no, yeah,
It's
yeah.
stuff like that that I'm gonna have to get used to. Or like sometimes like if I'm in like a car park, like the car, when it's like it's not like you're learning to drive again, but like when you
Yeah.
first learn to drive and you're just cutting out and the car is kind of shaking a little bit because you're just
Shaking,
not
yeah,
used to where the bite is. Like it's just like I'm
yeah.
having like that, like probably like once a drive, like like I did it probably once on my way over and once on my way back. The car just rattled a little as I took off just because I wasn't getting the bike correct, like
Yeah, just it's like riding a bike. You just need to get to nowhere. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, get on a horse there.
Yeah, but yeah, how was your week?
Um, I mean, besides doing signing up for college, I really haven't been up to much. Just working. Um, I'm just kind of get trying to get back into like a routine of things. I mean, I was away on holidays, and it kind of took me a week or so to get back into like keeping busy and stuff like that. But I, like Shaun kind of said last week, I am going back to Ireland next week, which I'm really looking forward to. Unfortunately, myself and Shaun won't be able to meet up, but I'll be able to meet up with lots of family members, see Bruno, which I don't think a lot of people actually realize on the podcast that I have a dog at home. Yes, I'm horrible. I did leave him there, but I wasn't going to bring him at his age. He's a bit of an older dog, so he's
Mm.
been through a lot. So we could talk a whole episode about Alfie and Bruno and our experiences with dogs, which we probably will
Mm.
do. We'll do. We'll
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's that. Yeah, I think that's like in our list of things to get to.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's funny because like people like when I'm in conversation with them, and I'll just start talking about Bruno, and they're like, "Oh, but where is he? Where's your dog? What did you do? Did you put him down? Did you?" You know what I mean? Like, no, I didn't leave him. He was safe. He was in his own environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm fuming that like when you're here, I'm just not in Dublin. I'm in Donegal the whole time that you're home.
Mm.
Like literally the day you land and the day you take off, I go to
Yeah,
Donegal and
yeah.
come back from Donegal. And, like you come back, you go back to Switzerland on the Saturday morning. And
Mm.
like I'm driving back from Donegal that Saturday morning, like no, so it's not even like oh I'll meet you for an hour at like
Yeah.
6 or 7 a.m. for like a Mackey's drive through or something like that. It's like nah, like I won't be back in Dublin until like 2 o'clock, and you'll be probably in
Yeah.
Zurich by then, like
That's how tight we are on time. And I was saying to Nicola, this happens every time we come back now. It's like the 3 days or 4 days that we have, it's so go, 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 because you're
Yeah.
just trying to fit in everyone within a time period. And like, not even gonna lie, like the last time we came back, it was like tiring because I was just such. It was jumping from one person to the next person, and like a lot
Mm,
of time you're having the same conversations as well, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, like
mm.
they only have a couple of hours with them, and it's great, obviously, to see someone that you haven't seen for a while, especially when like because you're so used to talking over the phone or texting and stuff like that. So, no, I actually am looking forward to coming home this time. It's gonna be a
Would you
nice little
consider
refresher as well.
maybe not even like this time, maybe like when I know you're planning to come back like in the new year and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
like would you consider instead of like tiring yourself out, or like it's probably quite overwhelming as well, like jumping
definitely.
from place to place and having like 2 hours here, 2 hours there, would you
Mm.
consider maybe like doing like being like hey lads, I'm gonna do like a day in a certain spot, like it can be a pub, it can be a park, or it can be something like you plan like a meet up for all your friends and stuff, or like you could do one day for friends, one day for family, or you could do like one day as you, one day as Nicola, or stuff like that, and then
Mhm.
like you could then spend like maybe like 6 or 7 hours with
Yeah.
everyone, have a few drinks if you want, go for coffee, or like have a picnic in the park if you want to do a barbecue
Yeah.
in the midst of
I,
January. Probably not the smartest idea to do, but something along
yeah.
those lines. Like it might just be a bit more. It might like help it feel less overwhelming, like and then that way like you can actually spend time at home with Bruno, with your family, or like if you do
Yeah.
feel like you have to meet up with somebody like separately, like you can allocate a little bit more time. So I'm like
Yeah. I mean, I've never actually thought of that because I mean, I haven't had really. the time to organize something like that. And the thing is, I don't want to put too much pressure on people because I know like for me coming back, like it's only for me. If someone isn't available to meet up, I understand. Like I give people
Yeah.
a month's notice, and like I'll remind them then the week over, the week before. I'll be like, look, I'm coming back these days. If you're around, you're around. If you're not, you're not. Like I understand. Like we
Mm.
talked before, like people are busy and stuff. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I think like we were talking before, I mean, like we're so lucky at how we're able to just come back within, the whole process is maybe 4 hours. You know what
Mm.
I mean? With getting the train to the airport, getting on the flight, and then getting collected. Then like it's mad. You were talking before. Sometimes your drives in Ireland are longer than the flight. Like so. Yeah. Look, I'm looking forward to just seeing everyone again. And most importantly, the
Yeah, the
takeaways, lads.
fat
The
breakfast roll.
fat breakfast roll, fat chicken roll. I'm getting a Dom's. I'm getting a Chinese, fat Chinese, chipper. I'm getting the whole lot. I'll be coming back like 15 kg heavier, man. I don't care. Look, no shame. That
I
like
don't blame
honestly,
you.
like me and Nicola were laughing because we were talking about like our finances and stuff before going over. And we were just like, look, most of the money here is going to be spent on food. Like, let's be honest. And like,
Yeah.
that's what I love about it because we were both like, fuck it, yeah, like we might as
Yeah,
well.
but
Like,
like it's not like you're coming somewhere to go on holiday. Like you're coming home to like it's not like you're gonna go and like buy clothes here or you're
no,
gonna well like you could but like you're not gonna it's not like when you go away and you go to the markets and you pick up like shit bits
yeah,
from
yeah,
beside the
yeah,
pool or you pick up a fake football jersey or something like that like there's gonna
yeah.
be none of that really for you. Is like it's gonna be on food and drinks like
Yeah. It's
and
food,
make
drink,
and
and seeing
making
family.
memories more important.
Making
You know.
memories. That's it. That's it. I mean, I am looking forward to like next year as well because I'm like a lot of my mates haven't came over yet, so like I'm looking forward to like organizing that and family, and then hopefully we can find a setup for you and yourself and Simone if you are around next year to come over again, which would be
Mm.
great.
Yeah, we
So
started
like
looking at
that kind of
flights
stuff.
for that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely organize it. Like I'm sure, like look, it's a whole year away, so like he's got loads of time and stuff like that. But
Mm.
what's your holidays for the rest of the year? I don't know
For
if I asked you.
this year, we're going to Bulgaria at the end of next month.
Lovely.
And like that's like my kind of like our family holiday that we've always gone on.
Yeah,
So I'm
Sunny Beach.
excited for Simone. Yeah, I'm excited for Simone because we're gonna meet my grandparents over there for 2 days, and then
Nice.
we're gonna like they're gonna fly home then like so it'll be nice to like share like that bit of family lore with Simone.
Yeah.
And I think we're back on that Monday, which I think is like the 28th or 29th September, or like I'm back in work that day, and then our anniversary is that Friday, which is the day after your birthday. Um, so I'm like, Simone had just said to me, "Oh, like, do you want to go and do something like this would be in Ireland? Like, we might drive
Yeah.
down somewhere." And we're also planning have a guess where we're considering going next year.
Rome.
No,
Okay.
I'll give you a clue. It's somewhere we've been before.
We've been before. Paris?
No,
Paris? No?
what
Oh.
like holiday is synonymous with me and Simone?
Oh, Salou.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. There's the only reason I said Rome was because in one of the prior episodes we were
yeah.
talking about it, and that was one of the places we want to.
I do want to go
Yeah.
to Rome.
Salou's the
Yeah,
banker.
yeah, but it's not even actually because we've been 3 times. We went 3 years in a row before we got the house. Like just because it was cheap, it was a good holiday, and it was just like it was such good value for money. Like we couldn't get
Yeah, yeah.
over how like I think we paid the first year we went. I think we paid like 380 per person with flights, hotels, all in bed, flights, hotels, transport to and from the hotel from the airport, and you got your breakfast and your dinner included in that as well. Now it's a buffet, so
Yeah.
we obviously still went out like sometimes like we still kind of do is like because we're talking about like Bulgaria in a few weeks and like what we kind of do is we'll do like a rotating system of like we'll do breakfast out, dinner in, dinner out, breakfast in, and just alternate it like so
Yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
not one we're not spending too much money, but then two like we're still getting the experience and it doesn't become like really stale then, like because if you go out and spend the whole day out, sometimes that can just be really tiring, especially when you just want to lounge around for a sun holiday, like.
So on holiday, yeah, yeah, I get that,
But
definitely.
yeah, I think we're going back to Sleep. It actually wasn't our idea. I think it was possibly going to be a family holiday, with Simone's family. So yeah, that's
Nice.
still in early development. We're still like looking into that. But it's possible, and I imagine that I like me and Simone were saying like we'd like to come and see you again. Like I think I'd like to make
Mm.
that like at least a yearly thing. Like if you guys
Yeah,
will have
yeah.
us.
definitely.
because we loved our time with you guys. I'm like, it'd be nice to go and see Zurich as well because we literally didn't. We saw the Zurich airport and that was it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's loads of other places in Switzerland that we like could definitely go and visit and stuff. Like,
Mm.
I'd love for us to go to a football game as well. That'd be good crack.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be class.
Yeah, yeah. But it's funny, like there's spots like that, like Salou, Tenerife, like there's places in
Lanzarote.
Portugal and Spain. Yeah, this kind of like the islands in Spain and around Portugal. They're so cheap. And they're like that's do you know what? I recall them like they're kind of like reset holidays because you can still have and go and do touristy stuff like go see caves, do scuba dive and go to parks and they've got like, nightlife strips and good food and stuff. So like I've always been one of the people like you definitely, especially as we're kind of getting older now and after us going to Turkey and stuff like them reset holidays like are like so beneficial. Like
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
once a year, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd prioritize that a lot more than I'd prioritize like a week in a
Yeah.
city or a city break around like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like to go explore. Like as much as I want to see the likes of like what you said there. Like I'd like to go and see Rome and stuff. I wouldn't. I would rather go back to Slough
Mm-hmm.
for if I were only getting one holiday next year. I'd rather go back to Slough than go to Rome, just because like I would like that
Comfort.
detox and
Yeah.
that down tools time of like like your purposely like because like even it's like even little things like being on your phone because when you're on city breaks you're constantly on your phone like looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
trains and your maps and around the place and you're stressed out about getting to see everything you want to see whereas like when you go to that sun holiday like your priority is right, do I know how to walk to the beach from my hotel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how much is it going to cost me for whatever cocktail or soft drink that you want from the bar? Like that's like
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
most
yeah.
stressful you're going to get on a sun holiday and
Me and Nicola
sunburn
were
as well.
laugh. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Me and Nicola were laughing because we were talking about like the other day about I'm very much person like I'll see something once on holidays and like automatically my brain remembers it and like I won't refuse like to use maps. So like let's say if we went into like the city center and we got the bus, like I'll just try work out in my brain. Okay, so we got the bus from that side. We automatically get it to the other side head back towards the direction. Like I don't know why, for whatever reason on holidays, I like refuse to use maps. I just remember my brain's able to like screenshot it and like kind of like Memento. Jeremy Confused, obviously everyone hasn't
Yeah,
seen it, but like where he just like remembers certain spots and that's how he retraces his steps. I really feel like I'm built into that character when I go abroad on them trips.
fair
Like
enough.
you were saying there, it's the opposite than when you're in like cities, where if you're in a city, it's more like, okay, obviously you're using maps to get to wherever you're going. Whereas like them sun holidays, I'm like able to remember like one spot. I'm like, okay, if I head that direction, then I'll find this road and da.
Yeah, I was so heartbroken the second year we went to Slough. The first in our first year we went over and we went to like a restaurant on one of the first days and it was called like T-bones and tacos and it was a steakhouse and like it was like one of those steakhouses that like had like a butcher counter at the top of the place and you could pick out your steak and stuff and
Yeah.
like it was like probably the nicest. I got a big fat T-bone steak. Like this thing was like the size of my laptop. Like it was fucking
Oh,
huge,
oh, baby,
and a blooming onion and chunky chips with and like it was like one of the nicest meals I've ever had in my life.
top
And
tier.
yeah, it was just a work of art. And I was like so looking forward to it. The second year we went, and I went around the second year, and like 3 weeks before we went, it burnt down.
No way.
Yeah, caught fire.
Wow.
I never
T-bones
reopened.
are too hot.
Yeah, literally. Tacos were too spicy. But yeah, place was like and I was like heartbroken over that
Gone
because
but
there's
not
not when
forgotten.
you go on those type of holidays, you don't often get good food. Like it's not something like you're not
No.
going for good food. Like you're gonna get shit food. Like you're
Yeah.
getting buffet style food.
It's quantity versus quality there.
Yeah,
But yeah.
true. Anyway, it's probably time that we move on to the topic for this week because we have been recording for quite a while now. We don't want to leave you off with a big 3-4 hour podcast. This isn't Titanic. This isn't a Lord of the Rings film. Like, we understand your time is valuable. So, yeah, let's move into our topic for the week. And yeah, we kind of already kind of have touched on it earlier in the episode, but we just kind of want to reflect on the first 32 episodes or first 31, depending on your perspective of how you want to view things, of the distance dilemma. I'll let you kick off with your kind of thoughts and emotions, how you're feeling about the podcast as we enter our hiatus.
Yeah. I mean, for me now, it's gonna be weird for the next 4 weeks not doing the podcast. Um, because it's something we do every single week and I look forward to it. Like, and again, like we've said this so many times, but we actually are friends.
Mm.
We do the podcast together, and we try not to talk during the week. I mean, obviously we'll text each other being like, "Look, man, I watched this film," or "Look, I think," um, but
Or like
we
if something
try
personal
keep,
comes up that we don't
yeah,
talk about on the podcast, like, you know.
yeah, like I'll ring Shaun or we'll have a text message or whatever. But it's gonna be weird now, like not speaking all the time every week. I'm sure I'll probably still ring him or text him as well, like usual. But
Mm.
yeah, honestly, reflecting back on the podcast, I'm glad that we still do it. I'm glad that we've kept kind of this connection going while I've been away. Because essentially, we've said this before again. I know I'm repeating myself here, but like the distance dilemma is basically me and Sean's friendship being away from each other, and that's why we wanted people to connect to the podcast because essentially the backbone behind the podcast, that's what it is. So yeah, no, it's gonna be weird. I mean, there's loads of things I'm looking forward to do with the podcast when we come back. And I definitely think it'll grow in terms of the way we communicate with each other as well. Like I feel like I've enjoyed this part of the podcast, but I'm looking forward to like the next chapter of it,
Mm.
essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you feel the same or
Yeah, I feel like it, like the break is coming at like a nice time as well, like as
time.
because I feel like like with anything, this isn't just this or like, you know, doesn't even
Yeah,
have to like be related to music or anything like that, like, but I feel like it's good to take breaks from things, and I feel like I feel like maybe between like episodes like 15 to 21, 22, I was just starting to get a little bit burnt out by it, like, you
yeah,
know, and I
yeah,
think then I was a bit more like, you know, not like we hadn't planned a break at that point, but I think, like, you know, having like the last few weeks, like with us having something to be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna, like, you know, end this chapter, so to speak, kind of here. I've
yeah.
enjoyed the podcast a little bit more, even like doing the editing and doing the stuff behind the scenes. I've enjoyed it a little bit more, knowing that there's gonna be, it's still coming down the line, but it's
Yeah,
also like we're gonna have time to kind of like take a break and reflect on it, like, as well, like, you know. I think like I think the last 10 episodes have been some of our best episodes. Like, you know, I
yeah,
don't think like we peaked really early. I think, you know, things have gotten better most weeks. Like, you know, things are getting better. I think especially like when you look at things like how you communicate your feelings and how you kind of communicate with people, like with the audience, you know, whereas like
hmm,
that sort of stuff is a kind of a bit more second nature to me. I
yeah.
think like you can see a massive growth between you. I think if you like picked a random episode in the first 5 episodes and listen to the more recent episodes, like you would sound like not a different person,
Complete.
but like, you
No,
know,
yeah.
it
More
you'd
confident.
you'd swear there's
Yeah.
years between, like, you know, between you, like, you know,
It was
that'll
funny, like
continue to grow.
I even remember when we used to do the videos, kind of like to publish about the podcast. It was like, I mean, how many takes did it take me? Where now I feel like I'd be able to do in 3 or 4 takes. You know what I mean? So, I think what's like been your favorite episodes to record? Like for me, I like the concept episodes. So like stuff when we're talking about like getting people's involvement in the show. Like we've had like topics about why people stay in Ireland, why do people move away from Ireland, why didn't they get the opportunity to move away, where else would they go? I kind of like them ones because it's we're getting our listeners' experiences and then me and you kind of go back and forth.
Mm.
And then I also just love episodes like me and you just having a laugh and buzzing off each other because like
Yeah,
me and Shaun, even if we didn't have a podcast, we communicate exactly like this. So the
yeah.
only difference is there's two cameras in front of it.
We actually genuinely break the fourth wall while we're doing that as
Yeah,
well. While
yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like we're having a one-on-one conversation, and we'll just like stare blankly at another wall and be like, "Did you see that?" You know. But yeah, I my favorite episode was probably the TikTok episode, like the one where we caused the
Yeah,
TikTok war
juicy.
and read out
Yeah.
some of the comments. That was like my favorite one because I got a good laugh, but I also think like we raised some. I think like it hit all markers that I
Yeah.
want from the podcast. It raised some important social issues. We
Yeah.
had a really good laugh doing it as well.
Yeah.
It was engaging with our community, you know,
Hmm.
or just a bunch of fucking right wing arseholes on TikTok, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it.
Love you guys.
We actually got another hate comment, not on that video, on like a video we posted last week, and I think it like somebody was like, "Oh, this." Like, I think in the video, like it was something about us talking about something should be over or something to that accord, like, you know. And someone was like, "This podcast should be over. It's fucking dreadful," like, you know. I'm like,
You're
bro, it
just
ain't that
adding
deep.
fuel. You're adding fuel to the fire, lads.
I love. Please, lads, drop hate comments. I fucking love them. I fuel
Our
off them.
our our edit videos of your fake comments is going to be immense for the
Yeah,
comeback video. Just letting you know.
yeah. The guy was like, "Oh, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. We're really, really glad you hated the episode. There'll be a new
And
episode
that you
next week. Thanks
wasted
very
your
much."
full hour of your life for one of our views. Thank you very much.
Yeah, come here. You're allowed not like the podcast, and you're allowed to speak your opinion, but just don't expect me to not take the piss for you leaving hate comments, because if you're gonna give, you gotta take, But yeah,
Yeah.
I loved that episode. And like you said there, I love the episodes where we just end up having a genuine good laugh. And I was a slight bit hesitant to, like the last few weeks we've like onboarded like this whole concept of, we want to do a particular topic, and
Hmm.
I was a little bit hesitant with that. And so sometimes I still can be at times, because what I really love is I love us just having a laugh and going on like massive tangents, and like it being like genuinely just like it, like me and you were sitting here having a chat. Whereas I feel like sometimes with the topics
Hmm.
it can be like a little less natural, or like I'll want to say something but I go no, because if I start talking about this then we're going to be on that for 10 minutes and
Yeah.
we have to bring it
Yeah.
back to the topic.
Yeah.
No, not that I like dislike it, but there was that initial hesitancy, and like I still have that at times, but like I do think it's brought structure to it as well. I
Yeah.
think it's probably made it a bit better from a listener perspective as well,
Definitely, I
you
think
know
so.
um so like yeah, but like the main things for me is just like having the laugh, and like
Yeah.
no like talk, like I love it when it feels authentic, and I hope it comes across authentic as well, because none of this is faked or scripted. Like the
No.
only thing
No.
about this that is in any way like planned ahead is that topic that comes into it, and everything else
No.
like we don't do two takes of the intros. We try not to stop recordings and stuff. Like no, I've had to stop it once or twice because one of us will get a phone call, or one of us really has to pee or stuff like that. But we try and keep all that sort of stuff at a minimum,
Yeah.
and I hope that shows. Like, try and spot. You have 5 weeks now to listen back and try and spot where piss breaks are. That's your chance.
If it's just Shaun jumping up and down, then we know. Yeah.
Look, don't be victim blaming here, right?
That's it. That's it.
This is a
That's
safe
it.
space to talk about
Well,
our pissing habits.
they're gonna find out about our buckets underneath the table.
Yeah,
Our piss buckets.
yeah.
No, yeah, I feel like we're at a right time to take a break, and I think Shaun kind of reflected there perfectly about like our favorite thing about the podcast is about how natural it is and our conversations. Like me and Shaun always have a laugh together. Never mind if we're doing the podcast or not. Like even on the phone,
Hmm.
we're always laughing. Like,
On the flip side, like, what's like your least kind of favorite aspects of the podcast, or like what's like maybe your least favorite episode, or something that you haven't like loved, or maybe something you want to like say to me of like this is that you don't like how I do something, or is there
I
anything
mean,
along those
I
lines?
mean, I love our tangents, but I think sometimes both of us could definitely take a step back and be like, all
Yeah.
right, bro, what the fuck am I saying? And I'm sure our listeners can agree. And that's not just Shaun, that's me as well. I do as well. Even like probably at the start of this episode, I was probably going on a tangent. Yeah, I think our tangents could definitely stop. I mean, I'm sure segments would be a good way for the podcast to improve in somewhat, but I mean, I'm sure we're gonna reflect on this off camera and talk about what's perfect and what suits both of us. Because at the end of the day, we do share this podcast. It's not about how Shaun thinks, about how I think. In fairness, we haven't really had an argument at all to do with the podcast. It's all been very, look, this is the way I feel, this is the way you feel, and let me compromise.
Mm.
And actually, essentially, me and Shaun have actually never really had an argument. I mean, when we were kids, yeah, we've had a few bickers, but like nothing major over the past 3 to 4 years. We're kind of easygoing lads anyway,
Mm.
so. Um,
I think like especially with like our backgrounds, we just like want like a drama free life, so we just couldn't be arsed. Like even like
yeah,
I think even like when there's like even like what I was talking about, like the hesitation stuff, it's like this isn't worth like not fighting wouldn't be the right word for it, but like this isn't worth like causing
bickering or disputing
bickering,
over.
or like just yeah, disputing is probably a good word
Yeah,
for it. Like it's not worth disputing over, like especially when this is such a like it's a passion project for us, like essentially, like
yeah.
like it's us, like you said, keeping that kindle going for our friendship, so
Hmm. Hmm.
Like there's no reason to it. It's not like it would be slightly different like if we were like making an income off this, like, and like, it was
Yeah.
providing some sort of lifestyle for us, like,
No.
then it would be like a slight bit different,
And
like, but
yeah.
don't worry guys, we are active, if in case anybody's worrying, we are actively losing money making this podcast, but we do it for you because we love you, and we do it for each other
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
love each other.
And that's it. We even said before this podcast, it was never about making income. It was never about how many followers or people that looking. It was for me, myself, and Shaun. And
Mm.
again, we thought that a lot of people would relate to it, and we have received nice messages as well. I know we did say a lot of hate comments and stuff, but like there is people that do always reply back to our messages and contact us and stuff like that. So we do
Mm.
appreciate it. Doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, and especially
Um,
like I think it's been like mad to like get some of those messages and like have some. I've had some like really nice messages from people being like that. Just like I was having a bit of a shit day and I had a laugh because you guys were talking
yeah,
absolute nonsense. Like,
yeah,
and like it wasn't like they like, we weren't talking about Anne that deep. It was that she, and like these are all like friends of ours, like, that like know the places that we're talking about, like when we speak about Christie Corner, when we speak about our school or the local shopping center and stuff like that, like people
yeah,
who can paint that picture in their head really well, like, which I appreciate. Like, not everybody, especially the folks over maybe in Switzerland who are listening,
yeah.
like, because they know you, they can't have that same thing. But then when we talk
It's
about the
nice though.
distance and that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
like it kind of becomes a
They
full circle thing in that
circle
way.
moment, yeah.
Yeah,
And then they get their own perspective then of yourself as well.
yeah,
And hopefully then next time you yourself and Simone come over, you can meet a couple of my pals here and stuff like that. So
yeah,
like that's the nice aspect of the show as well. Like a lot of people do relate to what some of the topics we talk about, and like Shaun was saying there, like our environments we were brought up in and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I think as well. I want to say quick because I think we're probably ready to wrap up now in the next few minutes as well. But I want to say a massive thank you as well to not just the people who are listening, but anybody who has participated in the podcast,
Yeah.
especially when we were first getting started, and we to text people in and say, hey,
Mhm.
and even if you're not listening to it anymore or right now, or you missed this episode around like that, I just want to place our thanks on record to the people who sent us a voice note, sent us an email, sent us a DM, or dropped us a follow or comment anywhere like that. Like, it's like we said, like, it's a passion project for us. Like, it is just that, like, and you guys engaging with it and giving us fuel for our fires and stuff, like, it really helps us to keep going and stuff as well. So just want to say a big thank you to those who have sent their stuff in, and also thank you to people who are listening weekly and getting to the end of the episodes, you know
Exactly. Yeah.
because we do
Yeah, what
shine
Sean
on
said.
an awful lot.
Yeah, 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 we do, we do, we do, we do, yeah. No, definitely, definitely. I mean, I don't really have to say much on that. Sean pretty much said it for me. But yeah, we are always thankful for everyone that sends nice messages and participates in the show. And the listening experiences for you and for us.
Mm.
That was very
Okay.
nice, wasn't
It was very, very. It was
it?
too
Great.
nice. Too
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, what's a yeah?
Okay, well, guys, for the final time for a couple of weeks, this has been the Distance Dilemma podcast. My name is Shaun. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This has been Imran. He is in Toon, Switzerland. This has been our long distance episode, long distance friendship podcast, episode number 32. We will be back in a few weeks. We'll be back with a brand new episode on October the 6th. I think it's the first Monday of October. Something like that. We'll record it the first week of October. You'll see it then. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening, guys. And we will see you and hear you and listen to you and all that sort of good carry on in a few weeks' time. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. Peace.